End of Faith, The God Delusion. God is not great. Few books are more polarizing than the new breed of militant atheist tomes that espouse the rejection of God and religion. On today's program, we welcome three authors who've written more books that embrace the same anti-God credo.
Joining us from Atlanta is author Marshall Brightman. From Portland, we welcome Janet Gold. And here in the studio, Craig Kurlander. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Now let's begin with you, Mr. Brightman. Tell us about your book.
Well, thank you, Kurt. I wrote The God Scam because that's what God is, a scam, a hoax perpetrated by the church to fleece billions from the poor and unsuspecting in order to placate a wrathful God who doesn't exist.
Wow, you certainly are passionate.
Well, it's because I'm exposing the truth. There is no man on a cloud with a long white beard, right? It's a lie. It's a scam. There is no God.
Duly noted. Gotcha. Now, Janet Gold, what is your book about?
Kurt, In God We Don't Trust exposes God as a... I talk about belief in God as basically a form of mental illness.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Brightman all right?
Mr. Brightman?
He doesn't look so good.
Is he okay? Anybody?
Is there somebody in Atlanta who can tell us what's going on?
You know what? He's probably just nervous, you know.
He's dead.
Dead?
Well,
Oh.
this is, well, nothing like this has ever happened before.
Maybe we should go to a commercial.
Right. We'll figure out what to do after we go to commercial.
Okay, before we do that, I just want to say, I know what a lot of viewers are thinking. That guy wrote a book criticizing the Almighty, so God smote him in return. That kind of childish reasoning just supports my theory that God is a twisted invention of the human psyche. Face the facts, people. Sometimes bad things just randomly happen for no apparent reason.
I'm not quite sure. Maybe we're having technical difficulties or something?
Technical what?
Well, can someone let us know what's going on in Portland?
Hold on. Our producer tells me she's looking into it. We'll get back.
Well, in the meantime, we'll move on to our third author, Craig Kurlander, who's here to promote his book, which is called I Hate God.
Yeah, about that title...
Oh, sorry, Craig, hold on. Our second guest, Janet Gold. Oh, this is quite tragic. I'm sorry. Has suffered a fatal blow to the head.
Fatal?
She's dead, too?
To all our viewers, I'm so sorry if you're just joining us. Our first two authors of The God Scam and In God We Don't Trust have died.
Quite suddenly.
Yeah. Well, you know, perhaps this is a good time to get a moment here and get a reaction from our final guest, Craig Kurlander. He's the author of the book I Hate God. Now, Mr. Kurlander, you were just about to tell us that you're...
You probably already know that this is a work of fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you know, it's a spy novel.
Uh-huh. And what's that about, then?
You know, a couple of ex-KGB agents and a rogue nuke. You know, it's not really my best work. I'm working on a new book, one that's really passionate, that I really like, called I Love God, because God rocks.
That's a really catchy title. But getting back to your spy novel, I Hate God...
Yeah, you know what? That's just a typo, okay? This is not one of those there is no God books.
Chapter 3 is called, I'll say it again, There Is No God.
It's right there, yeah.
Did I mention that all the proceeds from my book go to my local church?
Mr. Kurlander.
You're right. I am a liar, and I am a sinner, and I need forgiveness from the Lord above. Let us hold hands in great fellowship.
Author Craig Kurlander, everybody.
Amazing grace,
We'll be right back.
how sweet the